Hello everybody, my name is Rapper64. Hi Real Jevil. Thank you for getting Skeleton of Stream. This is your first time. Welcome in, welcome in. WA Sped ran my way into stream like Brody. I gas so loud. Is Brody a Dragon Ball Z character? Am I getting that right? I don't know. Anyways, hi guys.
Aren't you supposed to know that stuff?
I'm I watched like the first season of Dragon Ball Z. I know nothing about like actual Dragon Ball Z
Okay, from
lore.
everything you and XV have told me, you are supposed to know that stuff.
No.
You
I
specifically.
I legitimately watched one season, the most iconic season, mind you, the introduction of Vegeta. But nothing else. Like I know the classic start of the story, you know, but I
No, not
stopped.
at all. I don't like Dragon Ball.
I know the iconic stuff because of that first season. Vegeta versus Shadow beatbox battle reaction win. First of all, I am Vegeta. Second of all, you're not Vegeta. Um, but literally everything after that, like I haven't seen the Majin Buu series or seasons. Like that pink guy, I just seen him around. I've never actually watched that uh season with him. Also Cell. I haven't seen Cell. Honestly, do you know who Cell is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped watching because he was ugly. The next
Valid.
arc after the Frieza saga was in the introduction of Cell, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
that's enough out of me. Cause this
Yeah,
was
luckily anytime I think about Cell now, I actually just think about XB and his stupid little tricycle emote.
I think of the Cell Kermit TikToks that are around. If you know what I'm talking about.
If we were in the same room, I would be staring at you completely blank behind the eyes.
Okay, that's fair. Um. Anyway, Danganronpa. But the first season of Dragon Ball is great. I might want to show you a bridged Dragon Ball because it's so funny, or at least a 13-year-old me found it funny. I would have to watch it back to see if it's any good now.
It can't possibly be any funnier than one of you killed the Haru that can read. Do you need me to read that for you? No, I can read. I can't read.
I also want to show you the Danganronpa abridged series because that's also pretty funny. And I think we can now because I believe it stops after like the second case. Or no, it ends exactly at the end of this case. They just stopped doing it. So once we finish that case, we could watch that. Anyways, last time on Dragon Ball Z, Leon died or whatever. Where the fuck were we?
Hifumi killed Taka.
Hifumi was an assailant. He was not. He was playing dead, and he got up
Like a fucking goober.
like a fucking goober, and he did some actions on his own. He was working with the real murderer. So, in other words, Hifumi was an accomplice, but somehow he ended up dead.
I did not interpret this as he was working with the murderer. I interpreted this as two separate murders, unrelated, going on.
I see.
Guys, Rapid's spoiling shit for me.
My bad. Hafumi's a friggin' betrayer. Basically, Hifumi was up to some nefarious shit. Anyways. Wait, what are we talking about right now?
Sorry. Don't laugh.
I didn't even... I'm gonna be so honest with you. It was, not... I didn't hear what you said, laugh. I have to turn you up.
Okay.
Okay. During that time, he was killed in the repository. Taco, no,
Do you just call him Taco?
no. Uh, Hifumi was killed in the repository. And he was killed during the time that we were all searching for the two missing bodies, where everyone split up. And Hina and Sakura were together, so that's their alibi. The weapon. What was the weapon that was used to kill Hifumi?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though.
Hero,
I
please
wouldn't
never
mistake
change.
either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue. So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi. The whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow we have to find the truth. Ba-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Ooh.
What was used to kill Hifumi?
The blue tarp.
Was it Justice Hammer 3?
The
Maybe
end.
Justice Hammer 4?
well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers. And
I love Jill so much.
Yeah.
I do. I think she's great, and I hope that she's out there living her best life right now.
It's not gonna spoil anything if I say this. Their Ultra Despair Girls is a side game where we play as Genocide Jill.
Hey, you waited this long to tell me that?
Well, to be fair, we only known her for a chapter.
Yes, but there's been how many streams?
I suppose you're right. I have no idea anything about it. I just know that it's not canon ? But it does follow along Genocide Jill and another character. Fuck, what did I open? I opened fucking web browsers. And it's a hack and slash game, I believe.
Anyway, what are the things?
Broken wristwatch, blue tarp, and spotless hammer.
Well, whatever it was,
Well, a
there's
hammer.
one thing.
Let me see, what is that?
You already passed it, bestie.
Hammers of all shapes and sizes were found in the repository. One of them was wet and apparently had recently been washed.
How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance!
That.
Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Oh my gosh. I want us
Damn.
just to have your seriously adorable serious face off.
Shoot!
What was used to
Kill his wasn't just baby justice. Well, there's one. How was the culprit? How did nobody? Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is. Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info.
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
That one then?
Uh,
No,
No, shut the fuck up.
Don't you speak to Hero like that?
I'm
the murder
confused. Do you
weapon
like
wasn't
Hero
a
or
Justice
not?
Hammer at all.
I do.
No.
Before
it
you
was
were like,
something
eh.
completely different.
Yeah, I was for like the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then we saw his reactions to everything and how he was responding to everything, and I was like, oh, he's precious.
but
He's just a silly little guy.
a different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris, but for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones.
One perfectly shaped the Hifumi's head.
I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with.
Mm-hmm.
And the one who betrayed him. Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work
Let's
together
see.
like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about
What?
this, did we not?
Did you sneeze?
I didn't even make a sound.
I heard a pfft.
You might have heard my watch, but I can't hear it because I'm fiddling with it.
Sounded very sneeze-like. We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but I sneezed to the mic and you heard it. Breaking with Frost, Blue Tarp, Spotless Hammer.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder,
XP's home.
only the one who actually carried out the act can
Don't
graduate
laugh.
and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Is the possibility of an accomplice really that insane, or is there some chance?
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people
Not
work
shoot it,
together on
but
this.
like,
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
okay, so actually, I think
Based on the rules
switch
that have
it,
been
two
laid out for
murders,
us,
shoot
even if
impossible,
more than one- only
maybe?
the one who
Okay.
actually, assuming the rule holds true.
That is.
But that only really applies. In this case, however,
I'm gonna be so for real with you. I do not understand any of the logic
Based on
behind
the rules that have been laid- even if
what
more than one person
is what.
only the
Ah.
one who actually, assuming
Oh
the rule
my
holds true.
god.
Fuck! It's my Twitch!
Oh,
there were
No! Ah. Okay, I had this in the game this time.
Even if more than one person-
I think the simplest way to boil it down is
That is.
But that only really
you're
applies
trying to
in
find
this
if any
case,
orange
however,
has a
there were two
contradiction you could make.
No, like, okay, yeah, you've said that before, but there's been so often that, to me, there was a contradiction, but it was not at that point. Or the bullet you were supposed to use was not the correct one.
Since there were 2 murders, it's at least plausible that
will
more
say-
than one person was involved.
I will say, I completely get that. I understand that. I feel
Like,
like
I do not understand the way, like, because I do not understand the way that they are interpreting, like, contradictions to be, and also it's so many of them are such, like, a jump through hoop contradiction.
yeah.
And it's not just a straightforward, okay, because XYZ is, you know, because X equals Y, then Z, yada yada.
Yeah. I get that, and I do agree that Danganronpa...
You have to match X and Z instead of X and Y, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It does. It does. And I do agree that it's a little weird, because even, like, knowing this game and playing through it, or watching through it a whole bunch of times, I still get confused on certain, like, things that it makes you do gameplay wise. Like, I agree. Like, it's weird.
Gonna tell my therapist. So I'm concerned because I'm unable to play Danganronpa. Because I cannot interpret what the fuck they're talking about half the time.
It's weird. I get it.
What do you mean?
That's the thing that's the key difference between this and Phoenix, right? And I know I keep on comparing those games, but that's because they are very similar. And they're like... I don't know. I think communities just see them as, like, two sides of the same coin of detective game. They compared a lot online, and I feel like the main difference is, like, Danganronpa, like, feels like you're just, like, watching through an anime, while Phoenix Wright is a lot more gameplay focused, because it's made by Capcom. Like, it's a lot more game focused. It's a lot more like, this is a space for you to figure shit out, and so it makes a lot more sense, and the pieces come together a lot, like, better, and presenting evidence and blasting through what's the word, contradictions are a lot more straightforward. This is more anime, if that makes sense. Anyways,
It did until you said this is more anime, but
yeah. What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
Okay, Makoto.
The payoff
Makoto, you're a
together,
fucking idiot.
a reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that 2 people could act as each other's accomplices to commit 2 separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime, and based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating 2 separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer...
Makoto, I'm going to drop kick your ass into
A single
space.
suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same, that was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning, which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing, although, when you think about it...
Don't say although.
When you think about it, she's almost too amazing.
Makoto, I did not put in all that goddamn work for you to just turn around and doubt her.
Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how
Jump
it
off a
must
cliff.
be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end murdered him. And the debates up till now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's only one person who really seems to fit. Oh shit. Who do you think it is?
I still think it's Hina. Like, without a doubt, think it's Hina. I'm being so for real with you.
You want me to pick Hina?
I 100% think it's Hina, and if it's not Hina, then it's Sakura.
Okay. Are you confident in your assertion? Huh? Perhaps. Oh. Damn. I just get that.
Damn.
In the debates up till now. Let me see. Okay, so you want me to do Sakura?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Nope.
Shoot!
The true killer manipulated Fumi to carry out a number of actions and
Well, now I'm just sad. Don't laugh at me, bro.
That's like a nervous laugh of like I don't know what to say. So it's not Sakura, so it's either Kyoko, Hiro, Byakuya, Celeste, and Genocide Jill. Or you can pick yourself.
I mean, from their evidence-wise, the only one who makes sense is Celeste, because other than Hina, it's the only person who would have been able to talk him into anything. And she was the one who caught the picture, which means it 100% was very easy for them to frame.
Okay. We'll pick Celeste.
Here's my answer.
And she was the one who went with Hifumi to go to, not with Hifumi, but with Hina when Hifumi left.
Yeah. It was Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit brain fat, lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot! Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear,
I
there
love
is
her
evidence to
so
support
much.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
I mean, Hifumi was supposed to be dead half the case, but go on, Byakuya.
What is it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common?
Encountering the individual.
The paper hidden in Hifumi's pants!
I got it! The behavior they had in common has to
Because
do
the
with
only one to
suspicious
ever see
individual in
him
the suit,
whenever we were
doesn't it?
chasing him down was Celeste.
The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Sorry.
Makoto! Don't let him talk to you that
15-year-old
way.
Jupe would have 15-year-old Jupe would have eaten that shit up.
Yeah.
Yes.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
I saw a shadow of something moving at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so we headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. We have to go back.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Then why don't we split into two groups? I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting. Alright, I'll leave the capture the suspicious individual. What do you do? Where do
Well,
you three?
if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead,
I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything. The whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you...
Bro, he's basically a glorified cop. Deny, 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 Celeste. I don't give a shit about anybody else in this room like I do you.
Was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys died.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Yaki has said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense, but what is he alluding to? E-handbook Monokuma 3, Celeste's account.
Monokuma 3.
All I said was,
Monokuma 3.
they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's
So
all
Celeste's
it takes
account,
to
and then
finish
just
this.
like those guys
It's
died.
obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
All I said, they must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are going to die, just like those guys.
And that is
Fuck.
all I said.
And that's all it takes. What was
That's
so
on
strange
me.
about Celeste's comment?
I still, because Hina has not reacted like that for any other death.
We are all going to die.
Mhm.
We are going to die, just like those guys died.
Yeah, jeez. Your meaningless words tire me. Stop the rest of the time. Shit.
All I said was, they must really be
I
enjoying
do
this.
agree, but I
Enjoying
feel like it
the
could also
sight
be
of us
explained by
standing around, frightened and
the more it happens, the
confused.
more it gets to
They
her.
must be
I don't know,
positively
maybe.
elated. We are all
Well,
going to die
I mean,
here.
she didn't react that way with Taka.
We are going to die. Just
It
like
was
those
only
guys
Hifumi.
died. And that is all I said.
I don't know. Maybe she had
And that's all it takes
maybe she
to
liked them.
finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's
Say that one more time, Rapid64, and I want you to say that with your full chest. I want you to say that with complete confidence in what you're saying. If you're gonna come out and make claims like that.
There's a possibility that it was because Hina liked Hifumi.
You really struggled to get that Hifumi out there. Oh. Bro had to take a big exhale before he
All I said
continued that
was,
sentence.
I don't.
they must really be enjoying
I'm
this.
trying to think if there's any actual explanation
Enjoying
that I know
the sight
for
of
that.
us standing around,
Can
frightened
we
and
see
confused.
the truth closed again?
Yeah, so Monokuma 3 would be the victims were Hifumi and Taka. The cause of death for each was a bullet to the head. It's thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. And then the other one was Celeste's account. Hifumi's body disappeared when Celeste and Aoi left the nurse's office to use the bathroom. Apparently they weren't gone for more than 2 minutes. And then the other one, what's the other
Oh,
one?
what is that?
The e-handbook. Do we have the e-handbook? I don't even think that's a thing here. Oh wait. Each student has their own handbook, which also acts as a card key. The owner name is displayed each time the handbook is booted up. It is believed that no handbooks were involved in carrying out the murder this time.
We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's
I
obvious,
guess
isn't it? What
grab
was so
the
strange about Celeste's comment?
strange that, and then those guys.
Mm-hmm.
All I said was, they must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are going to die,
Don't miss.
just like.
Don't miss. No, that's wrong. Break.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared.
Okay, I feel that last point
So
is
she could have been dead
Yeah.
a non-starter, Makoto.
Yeah. Would be fair. I feel like Celeste isn't the type to say those guys, unless they were actual guys.
Well, you also forget that a lot of languages, when there are multiple involved, it will usually switch to masculine. Like a lot of romance languages and stuff, which includes French, which she very clearly knows.
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
If you were in Danganronpa, do you think you would be a victim? I would hope not. But probably.
The phrasing of that question just makes me think of Adam's Family Values. There's a scene, they're at camp and the girl that Wednesday is beefing with, just gets like attacked and is like, I was just a victim in all this. And Wednesday, we love Christina Ricci in this house, without missing a beat, goes, all your life. And it is my favorite interaction in anything ever.
That's the second movie, right?
Adam Family Values, yes, is the second movie.
Yeah, where there was a school play that she burned everything.
Camp play, but yes.
Yeah. It has to be some kind of setup, right?
So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
No. Other explanations. If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is the Hifumi and the suspect are dancing. Hifumi is dragging the suspect away. Hifumi and the suspect has been drinking.
The second one, but I really love the implications of the first or third.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist
1,000
to
words.
lead
It's
us
a
astray
secret
even
within a
farther.
secret. The more you know, the more you see, the less you know. I forget whose quote that is.
That's a very cool quote.
If you saw someone
I
wearing
got it
something
from
like that
Criminal
in this
Minds.
situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
I love her.
Celeste
Best girl.
Celeste thinks she could prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away, but is that really possible? Make your argument. Robot Justice costume, E-Hambox, Spotless Hammer, Yasuhira's message, and the robots. Let me look at this shit real quick. Yeah, shut up. What was these things? Blueprints. These are blueprints for the Robot Justice, which was found in Hero's room. And the costume. No one could fit but Hero. In addition, anyone wearing it would not be able to see their feet or bend at the waist more than 90 degrees. Okay. You just me up in that suit after I passed out.
Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit
I don't
was unconscious,
think so, but
there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
okay, so what are my truth bullets again?
Yes, here's message, blueprint, the costume itself, the
Then you just
e-handbook,
draped me across
the
Hifumi
spotless
and
hammer.
had him carry my weight. You
So-
tried to make me look like the bad guy.
The costume.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight
That.
like that.
No, 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 ah.
Idiot is the culprit
No, 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 ah.
No way! You dressed me up in that, then you just draped it. You tried to make me look.
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, if the person...
While Rapid's trying to do this, I would like to have a moment of your time to talk. Never mind.
Talk about.
No, it's fine.
Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
Totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Hi, Schlink.
Hey, Schlink. Oh, sorry.
I can't believe you have their name as Slink in your little auto thing.
What do you mean?
I mean, no one in your community is gonna know why the fuck that's included.
Eh, you know, just the many names of Spruce, Slink, Jane Doe, Willow Tree. How you doing?
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate? Celeste? Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Hey, Fumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right. I remember their name. Yasuhiro. Yeah.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear. Was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Right, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think
She
back
still has
to
a
how
very,
Hifumi
very
used to
slight
talk to
accent
us.
when she speaks.
How did he refer to each of us?
He gave everyone nicknames. He said for serious a lot. He said last people's names. Hifumi.
I don't know because I have tried to block out every interaction we've had with him, so I genuinely don't know.
He did.
I didn't think I didn't think Hifumi's interactions with everyone was gonna become pertinent information, and I was hoping it wouldn't.
Do you want me to answer this for you?
I'd say it's the first one, but yeah, you answer it because I got
Ah,
no fucking clue.
That's right. He would always call me Mr. Naegi. I remember that really well. Fuck.
Think back to how did he refer to each of us?
He said people's
I
last names.
got it. That's right. Our last names. He called us all by our last names.
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that
Sorry.
a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I?
I really want to commend her voice actress. The quick switches that
Yeah.
she does, it's so fluid.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
The quick switches are like such an integral part of the Celeste character, and the voice actor really sells it.
What? I think I've earned the right to be a little.
And like the fighting her own like speech.
Yeah, her like
'Cause,
easing
like,
back into it, like in that line just
It's
now.
it's not easing. It's not easing. In the I think it's not easing. It is specifically you can hear the strain of like I have to do this voice. But there is so much in it's very much the best way I can explain it is in musical theater there's the concept of like you speak until you feel so strongly you have to sing. It's very much the same way with a voice. We will talk we all have a way that we like talk very intentionally, but when we start to feel strongly, we cannot control that. I for one, I have a stutter that gets really bad. And it is a deliberate because I do the same thing whenever I'm fighting my stutter. I'm sure Rapid has noticed where I have to very, very intentionally say my words with
Yeah.
a specific tone behind them, or else I am gonna be an absolute mess.
Yeah. It's really cool to like watch play out, and I feel like it makes this like kind of battle with Celeste so much more interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste won't give up, so then I have to do something to make her accept it. Oh no. Oh, okay. I thought it was DDR.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is
Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me, that's the only
The
truth
fighting
there is.
between the two voices is so good.
Yeah. Is there any way to make her face the truth?
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's
Yasuhiro's
last
message?
name.
Question mark?
Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
Can we look at the thing?
You haven't told
during
anyone.
this?
Yeah. Yasuhiro's message would be... This is the note that Yasuhiro wrote to everyone to meet in
Okay.
the dining hall. Then other than that, we have blueprints, costume, e-handbook, spotless hammer, and that message.
E-handbook.
Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
How long do you
I
plan
love
to
the
go
way
on
she says
pretending?
"God damn it" in that line. Oh my god.
God damn it!
It's the truth. And since you have no way to
That-
contradict me, that's the only
Fuck.
truth there is! Moron!
If we had a nickel for every time Rapid has missed these giant ass words,
Cause they're fucking...
we would all be really rich.
I have to wait. Oh my god!
That is
Oh.
partially my fault.
No, it's yeah, Makoto did it, huh? Yeah, Makoto said he said for like a little bit. That means it's I refuse to give up. Okay.
Makoto started stuttering. Only guilty people stutter.
And you know all this evidence towards Celeste we have right now? Nah, it was Makoto of all people.
Hifumi was trying to tell us he wanted us
You know
to
how
know
everyone in this room is convinced it's Celeste?
How many
Well, actually we were wrong.
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. And since you have no way to
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
That's it. The handbook.
what?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start it up, it will display your name, so always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday notebook. It has so many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Pretty please, Celeste, admit to the murder.
Makoto just hit Celeste with that. I know this isn't you.
Even
The number
when
of
I'm
times
good at
I've used
chess,
that joke
it's
in the
just
last
my nature
24
not to
hours.
give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again.
fuck.
From the beginning. And shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
Closing climax in a oh my gosh. Let's look at all the panels we have first. I hate this Hifumi. Just hammer 2, a bag of potato chips. Bro, the first case.
Oh,
You're-
the second case is here too.
Oh, like the boobs. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Blood packet, Hifumi, backpack, Byakuya, clock, picture, just hammers 4. In this case, how did the killer recruit their accomplice? Was it like dut? Was it seduction? Ba-da-da. Walk in. Something happens. Put him in the suit. They knocked him out and then stuffed him, said the robot justice sought this falsify the evidence. They use a certain item to do it. Well, what time was Taka supposed to head to the equipment room? The Justice Hammer that was used to kill Taka, what number was it? In the library, Hifumi used something to fake the existence of a shadowy criminal. Which Justice Hammer was in the nurse's office? Looks like a worm. Hifumi used something to move Taka's body. The weapon the killer used to murder Hifumi, what was it? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, let's see.
The potato chips, maybe? Question mark?
You can try that for now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this would be maybe.
Wasn't it the time?
What time did the killer call
So
their victims?
1.
Where's the clocks? This is 1.
Really hope Rabbit can read an analog
Yeah.
clock.
Who is in the killer?
We said where are the clocks, and I was like, oh, I just realized there's a very real chance he can't read an analog clock.
I
oh,
couldn't
no.
for the longest time. I learned once in high school and then forgot, and then I weren't learned once recently. Who was it that the killer summoned first?
Hero. That's a weird thing to ask at that point, but go off.
They knocked him out and then stuffed him in the robot chest. They use a certain item to falsify evidence.
The camera.
Awesome. What time was Taka supposed to head up to the equipment room?
The clock.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
Yeah.
Panel. Never noticed that. But also, Taka looks kind of cool here.
Yeah,
I actually
they
like
did
this.
Taka some justice.
Imagine you die and this is what appears in front of you.
That's the last thing you see.
The Justice Hammer that was used to kill Taka, which number was it? I don't know.
4.
Was it? I don't fucking know. In the library, Fumi used something to fake the existence of a shadowy criminal.
In the library, it said?
Yeah.
2.
Which Justice Hammer was in the nurse's office when Hifumi was pretending to be dead?
3, I think. Yeah, 3.
Hifumi used something to move Taka's body.
The tart, but I think it's that one right there.
What the fuck? Okay. The weapon the killer used to murder Hifumi, what was it?
Hammer.
Hammer. I think that's everything. Do we feel good about these chips?
Not really, no, but I don't know what else would be the...
I don't know. It's Byakuya.
It's Byakuya!
I'm gonna say, because this is not... I'm gonna say it's this.
Okay.
Because it has nothing to do with the murder, but it's just... They're looking at each other. talking.
Yeah,
Is this a Fumi's room?
I'm assuming.
Alright, let's
Here's
try it.
exactly what happened. Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was... Hifumi, with an accomplice. The killer was
Celeste, I
able
hope
to
you washed
execute
your
a
hands
number of
after that.
otherwise impossible schemes.
You don't know where he's been.
First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking them, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m.,
Worst
they moved into
nightmare.
the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment
You
room.
laugh, I'm not kidding.
Yeah, Hifumi hiding behind the
Yes,
door.
I see that. I'm dying of a heart attack. My heart is immediately
Look
going
at
to
that
go into
fuck-
cardiac arrest.
That fucking frame.
And that's where Hifumi killed him. making
They
it
really
the
did
scene
talk
of the
of
first
justice.
murder.
I'm glad that in death they were like, we'll put some respect on this man.
The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds. That the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream.
You know what I
to
don't
us
buy
back,
of this whole
and
plot?
when we returned,
What?
that's what we
The fact that
found.
Hifumi was able to be completely still, not
Yeah.
breathing, while everyone was in there looking at him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time.
Wow, they
Bro
did be
strikes me
lucky.
as an ADHD haver.
Yeah, like I could not do this plan. I could not play dead. They did Byakuya some
Oh.
justice in here.
I was gonna say, look at Jill.
I actually really like her in this
She's
too. Yeah.
adorable.
Yeah. Makoto's freaking out. Makoto's the most freaked out out of everyone here.
So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office.
Sorry, that frame of him accompanied with the he simply got up.
And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act.
Guys, should I make
Their
Rapid play
plan
Fortnite?
all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Oh, they're gonna kiss?
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
Bryce, you couldn't have given me a different reading of that. Oh my god, that was the most bland reading I've heard in my life.
I lost when
Bryce
for the last
Pappenbrook,
time,
I hate
I
you.
was forced to utter such words. They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it?
Something else is
You're
about
the
to hang
killer?
heavy around your neck too, bestie.
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Eiko? So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
B-A-A-C-A-A-A-A-A.
I'm so good at this
B,
game.
A, B. Final result, an A. 96 Monokuma coins.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin.
Here's my issue with this case. This up to this point, they're like, oh, she's the ultimate gambler. She's like the queen of liars, you know, the queen of lies.
Yeah.
I think she has some toes.
Or
Yeah.
no. I suppose this
She
is the
only
end.
began to have tells once she was really caught, though.
Yeah.
Once everyone was sowing the seed of doubt within each other, and it was like a feedback loop of everyone being like, wait, no, this doesn't make sense. That's when she started to break down.
Mm-hmm.
She began to fight like a cornered dog, which kind of makes sense for her character.
If you would,
Someone who
please locate
doesn't
your lever and
lose
press
often
your
is going to take losing very difficultly.
Mm-hmm.
And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
I think it's Hina.
Monokuma, Atina. Who is guilty?
It's just like, oh shit, it is.
It's Hina. Holy shit. It's basically formality at this point, but once again, you're absolutely correct. The blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro.
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder.
I'm sure she relied on her speciality, lying.
Specialty. My specialty. Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then,
Then, did you use, you know... I I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into.
Does she mean? Is she
Makoto,
talking-
you dumb bitch!
She's talking about alter ego.
Say what?
Well, what are you guys talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here.
Okay. I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
In other words,
Then you're the one who stole it?
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit.
But what are you doing here? Oh my god, his room.
Yeah, can we... I was hoping I could talk to you. Alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What?
What?
Are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it.
What?
So then,
And I have proof. Would you like to see? As it turned out, I'd found a use for the digital camera.
Oh my god, it
I-
revealed. Sorry, it revealed his bed.
Yeah, I was trying not to look around, but thanks. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I'd shown it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her.
You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
What?
as for me,
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh,
He did?
as for me,
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then it's hard for me to even say. He abused me.
What?
What?
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime. An absolute crime. I mean, I knew he got a little crazy, but
Say what?
I never imagined he would go that far.
Because he wouldn't, neither would Mondo.
No one
The person
would.
he was emulating.
Yeah.
Like, Mondo may have been, like, a big tough guy, but, like, next to Taka, I think he was the, like, next, like, most moral-based person there at all.
Yeah. I think his whole thing was that, like, I don't know, he did kind of have, like, a little bit of, like, I don't know how to describe it, but, like,
He
not
was a
will
bad boy,
against
but
it.
not a bad person.
Yeah. Anyways.
It was amazing how completely bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was.
I'm about to say something I never thought I'd say in my life. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna fucking kill him.
most unfortunate.
Wait, please. If you go now, you will be playing right into his hands.
Hmm?
Huh?
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean?
Taka is going to try to kill you.
What? Oh shit.
indeed.
And also he can keep her to himself.
That bastard. Bastard.
Honestly,
Can we allow him continue with these barbaric acts?
I never realized that was a typo.
Yeah, that was a typo, but
Absolutely not. How could I? She...
I swear, I will save her!
I'm not gonna... Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah. Then, would you like to join with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan.
Huh?
I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. Mifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even a love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem.
You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. What was the strange... Was this strange costume Hafumi's creation?
indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt, too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that, but it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But
So, why'd you decide to make me the suspect?
Because you're stupid.
That's it?
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though.
I feel like I could cry.
Well,
But when you were explaining your plan to Hafumi, how did you explain the part where about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Hafumi supposed to do after that, assuming you'd actually let him live?
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded, he was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And you really believe that? Well, of course, that wasn't all there was to it. As I explained it to Hifumi, the plan was... Well, you were all questioning him about what had happened to him. I was gonna murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it.
It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical.
I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
so in the end,
So you had planned to kill him all along.
Yeah, of course. There would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
don't be mean.
Now you sound like Byakuya.
I wonder about that.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we're nothing alike.
Why?
Then what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought has been escape.
But
Everyone
Oh.
ignore that I pronounced that word wrong.
All along, you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch.
Obviously, that was a lie.
Ugh.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
You little bitch.
I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And do you want to know why?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly,
There was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream.
Now that you're gonna die in like 10 minutes, like what? Let me get invested. What was your dream?
isn't it wonderful?
Live in a European castle. That's my girl. She gets it.
A castle? No, you're gonna get it a lot more in a second here.
She gets it so much. And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers slash bodyguards. I was gonna make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Girl, I have a new dream in life. Guys, I have to reroute my entire life's plan. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life, there was only dream. Living the rest of my life there with the only dream, my only goal. Sorry.
That's written a little weird, I think.
That's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
There is nothing to be done.
unfortunately, my dream has been scattered to the wind.
Oh, so are you saying that you don't think the bear is above forgery? Anyways,
What?
are we not considering the fact, Celeste, that Monokuma is above printing fake money to give as a prize?
Forged money still spends as long as they don't know it's forged.
I guess. Yeah, I suppose.
Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream till the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it? We've known each other like 2 weeks. Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor.
Also, it was a Fumi and Taka, of all people.
Yeah, like, one will not be missed. Taka, I'm sure, has somebody out there who loves him. I think nothing of sacrificing other for my own ends. I feel nothing.
Do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for misunderstanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying, and plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious.
And that's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice, then
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
Hey,
You just get executed again. Celeste smiled then. And when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her. You're done? Okay, then let's get rolling. The black can disturb the peace and must pay the price.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we
If there's not a blackjack wheel, I'm gonna be pissed. Not a blackjack
Guess I'll
wheel.
let Kyoko hold on to this. What?
This
Will it really
is...
give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then... Take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
Celeste has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. The burning of the Versailles witch.
Versailles.
Versailles witch.
You don't pronounce the last S. That's the Versailles is the palace that Marie Antoinette lived in.
Mm-hmm.
It just starts up again, but twice as big.
And that was the end of Celeste. It's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friends, so I can't pity her, but I also
Did
can't
she kill your friends? She killed Hifumi.
I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. I don't think she considered you a friend, Makoto.
Yeah,
that's
I
the
don't,
thing.
buddy. She quite literally just said she did not consider any of us friends.
And for him to just come along and... Isn't it just awful? Someone could cut free... What?
I can't get my fucking Star with Celeste now. I'm killing myself.
You can't what?
I can't get my Star with Celeste because we spent that one day with Hina instead of Celeste. Don't laugh at me! I'm actually killing myself. What the fuck?
We can go back and look at the... We can do that after the stream if you're down. Just look through all
I
her
picked
shit.
one day to spend with Hina, and I missed out on getting her, on getting Celeste's Star. Oh my god. I fucking hate myself.
That's how the game goes. Anyways.
That's how the game goes, me. Shut up!
Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and so much more people had to die. You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
And here I
And
thought
that is why this would not work in today's generation.
And here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
But what do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You are all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but the reality is just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us? God, I'm so sick of people asking you that. Give it a rest already. So anyways, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key type object from Celeste?
Hey!
So what's the deal with that?
What?
Huh? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Who
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Oh, man, oh, jeez, this is not what it sounds like. What do you mean, what did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body. What does that mean? Okay, things are getting kinda awkward. I think it's about time I just got out of here.
Well,
Meanwhile, you guys can go enjoy your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
see ya later.
See ya later. Makoto disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although it wasn't all despair. There was one small hope. Hey Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what was that key Celeste gave you?
so
Most likely. It's the key to one of the dressing room lockers.
Huh?
What? Then that means...
Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then we better go check.
indeed.
Good idea.
We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
I'm gonna go on alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What?
"Why exactly are you going alone?"
so
Do you even have to ask?
As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance
Come
camera.
on.
That's not what I meant. Why you? There's still risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You? Please let me go.
I'm on my hands and knees, please!
Byakuya, please let me do a bro one solid. Do bro a solid. Let me go with
I'm sure you've never heard the concept of a wingman, but please, just this once, Byakuya.
Byakuya, please, 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 please. Standing here arguing, you begging like an idiot, is just going to draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya.
well then.
Then it's up to you now.
Yo,
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay?
Huh. So, Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go... together? Yeah, shut up, Hina!
Shut up! You're blowing this
Does
for
that
me.
mean... Does that mean what I think it means?
Yes, shut up. Get out of here.
Hina, shut up! Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone.
Shut up! I tried to forget what Hina just said, and everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving Kyoko and me there alone.
shall we go?
Well, shall we?
Yeah. Yeah.
So then,
We need to get into that locker.
Kyoko took the key that Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker, and as the locker swung open, we saw...
You really came.
Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe, thank goodness.
I never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart.
I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time.
So,
Oh, and... I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow? I'm doing my best, so please just wait a little while longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed.
As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but... Hey, can we talk for a second? Since we have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do all on your own out here at the school?
Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However,
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now.
I don't need to know. This just makes me even more worried.
what?
Worried?
Like, what happened during the investigation this time? You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that...
Indeed.
It's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too.
No! You freaking... I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me?
Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends.
Okay, really quick side note. I was having to do some testing that involved a thing where the person testing me was saying numbers and I had to repeat the numbers back. And I didn't notice it until like the third task because I had to do it just in the same order she gave it to me, backwards and then in numerical order. I didn't realize it till we got to me saying it in numerical order that she was saying like one or two numbers in every sequence in the most like monotone voice humanly possible.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me literally like 15 minutes to figure it out. And I'm pretty sure I missed I forgot every single number that she did like that or just didn't hear it.
Okay.
I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you.
Yes! Sorry.
Just a little bit more.
Then...
That's fine.
Fine. I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see...
What I heard from Kyoko then was... Well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind.
I was 100% expecting us to get cock-blocked.
Right after I told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. Probably for the mastermind's own well-being, I'm gonna be real honest with you. And in the storage closet there. Way in the back.
She said it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this? This is the girls' bathroom. Obviously, I can't go in. Alright, just wanted to check. What's up with this golden ass shower? Alright, anyways. That's a sink, sorry.
I also think we could have picked some different wording there, but...
It's a normal storage closet as far as I'm concerned. The secret Kyoko told me about. Could it really be hidden here? Let me rest my hand on this wall while I ponder what's going on. You said way in the back of the storage closet.
I could make Rapid play Fortnite 3 times. I could.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But I mean, seriously. Without thinking, oh my god, that's actually what happens. I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet to contemplate.
Bro, you've seen this how many times?
I didn't, And suddenly, as if I was being yanked in. Ga-junk.
Yoink.
At the same time as I heard the sound, I fell right through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. But I had fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? It turned out the back wall was like a revolving door, and I made my way to the other side. Just like Kyoko said.
Correct.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
This
No,
is-
we're good.
Okay. Is it because you read that already? I thought it was. So this is the secret room.
I don't know that.
What's in here? What happens in this room? I don't remember this being here. Chair. It's a normal desk with normal drawers. Alright, cool. There's a bunch of files and what looked like a volume. It looks like volume after volumes of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hope's Peak Academy student registry. This is the only thing in here not covered in dust. Has someone been looking at it recently? I slipped the file into my hand, but before I had a chance to take a look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file, and I turned my attention to it. What is this? You must not leave. That's kind of weird. I could understand it if it said I can't leave, but you must not leave? What is this? My head feels funny. This strange sensation is like deja vu. Those words, you must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but I can't remember. What do I know? What don't I know? A strange sound rang through my head.
Things I was expecting to see during Danganronpa today. Not a gimp suit.
It felt like it was shaking my brain back and forth. And then darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. And I didn't know how long it had been. Apparently, something hit me and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull, throbbing pain in my head proved that much at least. An empty bookshelf. Empty? Gone. It's all gone. The yearbooks, the student registry, and even the note that had fallen on the floor. It's all gone? What does this mean? But my brain refused to do any more work. The insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should go back to my room, get some rest.
Cask of Amontillado.
My body was heavy with pain, my mind heavy with thought. I dragged myself back towards my bed. My room. Somehow I
Oh,
made
we
it-
didn't get Cask of Amontillado.
What is that?
Don't worry about it because I have told you that Slink and I were gonna Cask of Amontillado you, and I don't need you to know what that means.
Okay. Somehow I made it back to the first floor of the school. Ugh. The farther I walked, the more I felt. The things are getting blurry, can't see in front of me. I couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that... Huh? As if from a vast distance, I heard a sound. It was faint but undeniable. Oh god. That sound. It was coming from the gym? As I desperately hauled my shaky frame towards the gym. The sound
Bessie, you are not in the position to be investigating right now.
The sound got stronger and stronger. What's going on? It can't be nothing. Here in the gym? What's going on? I didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sound coming from inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. Parching. Before me there raged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. No, not one side, not human. No, one side's not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I couldn't stop staring. I forgot to move or even breathe.
Why, you? What do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal!
The deal?
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay. But you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
What am I looking at? What am I hearing? A hostage? Then could it be? The mastermind spy is... Chapter 3, A Next Generation Legend. Stand tall, galactic hero. The end. 7 students remain. To be continued. You got the Super Robo Justice present.
I had a joke I wanted to make when you said to be continued, but I really don't think I should, but I'll tell you after stream.
You don't want to tell me now?
No.
Okay.
I really don't.
Alright. Don't forget it. 3 is a crowd. Finish chapter 3. Alright, is that where we wanna end it? Oh shit. Do we think that's a good place to end it? Finish chapter 3.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. We finished chapter 3. It turned out it was Celeste. Celeste is gone.
No, please.
Yeah. But then, you know, we got a little bomb. We got a little Sakura mastermind spy ? That's insane. And then we all have what the fuck is Kyoko on? You know, who the fuck was that in the gimp mask? What was the secret room doing there? In the boys' bathroom? What's
Are you watching porn alone again? No, I'm with the science team.
Yeah. Is Makoto ever going to say anything to Kyoko about his feelings? I don't know. We'll find out next time.
Probably not, and I'm gonna be so disappointed if he doesn't.
We'll see how it goes. We have a lot of people to talk to, a lot of future murders to inspect. We are more than halfway through the game, though, I will say. If that means anything to you.
Not particularly, no.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tomorrow will be Hollow Knight, I think. Tomorrow's Wednesday, right? Yeah.
Not if I make you play Fortnite.
No. Tomorrow's Hollow Knight. We are on our track to getting the good ending.
Actually, I'm making him play Fortnite so that he hangs out with me and Zuck at XP. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you guys later. Stay tuned for Hollow Knight tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. EST. And I will see you dudes in the next video. Bye.